Hello, Nicolas Mercouroff. Welcome to Racine.
Hello.
You're the president of Aztex Consulting, a consulting company in the telecom sector. Nicolas, could you please depict us what are the main motivators and drivers of sustainable development within your sector?
Yeah, my sector, I would say it's telecommunication. I have an experience in this domain, and I would say the drivers are basically twofold. It's the stick and the carrot. The stick being regulation, and the carrot being working on the bottom line, which is solely reduced to energy consumption.
What about ethics? Does that have any importance?
Well, you could look at telecoms as being either B2B or B2C. In the domain of B2C, it is basically selling phones or selling subscription to through an operators. Here it may be impacted by ethics, but mainly it is B2B, and in this domain the ethic is not really a motivator.
So what about the sticks? How do these work?
So the stick is regulation. So it means that basically a telecom manufacturer is it's mandatory to comply to regulation, and the regulation means the type of components, the type of equipment that you are using for building the device, your antennas, for building your routers, all the equipment for the network. And by the way, here there is an issue because more and more this is based on IT equipment, and basically the life expectancy of the IT equipment is more in the domain of 5 years. Basically, when you buy a microchip, this is something that you can expect to buy in the coming 5 years, but not more than that. Whereas the telecom equipment is more something which is expected to last something like 10, 12, 15 years. And this is sometimes an issue, even in terms of compliance to the regulation.
What about the carrots? How do they pull?
The carrot, as I explained, it's only energy consumption, nothing else. That's easy to understand because if you consider a telecom network, it is driving quite a lot of energy consumption. And any breakthrough, any innovation in this domain that is reducing the consumption of this equipment has a direct impact on the bottom line of operators, and hence is certainly a great motivator as well for the manufacturers. And a great example here that is illustrating this point is that you had this recent initiative called Green Touch. That is driven by Alcatel-Lucent, some other manufacturers, and where you have many operators. What is the objective of this consortium? It is only on energy consumption. Actually, the objective is to reduce by a factor of 1,000 the consumption of electricity required for telecommunications.
How do you expect current trends to impact the industry going forward?
The current trend actually in telecommunication, it is coming in new standards, new networks, and one of the great examples is, for example, 4G, something which is coined as LTE, long-term evolution, which is right now being deployed in the US and is coming to Europe and Asia. An interesting point to observe is that nowadays the antennas that operators are deploying are antennas which are able to carry 2G traffic, the GSM 2G, the 3G traffic, and the 4G traffic. And in terms of energy consumption, these antennas are much more efficient than they used to be when they were only able to carry 2G and 3G traffic. So it shows that the renewal of generation of telecommunication is going as well alongside with an evolution on the power consumption, which is a good trend here.
What about the places in this world that are not covered by the latest technology? What will happen there?
That's a good question. because indeed 4G is, as I said, deployment of 4G is driving the deployment of new technology in terms of, as well of power supply. Now, this is as well true, which is quite fortunate in the case of technologies like 2G or 3G, which are antennas which are still around. And if you take the example of Africa, where you have some specific requirements, because sometimes it is quite hard to provide the power supply to an antenna, because running a generator requires bringing the gas to the generator, and it's consuming not only the gas but as well the requiring a truck to go every week to bring the gas to the tank. And now the trend, and this is something which is today, is deployment of solar cells, deployment of windmills for providing supply to these antennas. This is something which is happening right now in Africa, and this shows a good trend probably in this domain.
Thank you very much, Nicolas, for all those insights.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.